Welcome to another video. Thank you for looking into this video. And today, if you ever ask yourself the question, is it safe to let my knees travel past my toes on a squat? This video will give you the answer. First, I'm going to tell you where the origin of the saying, don't let your knees travel past your toes, comes from. First, I want to introduce you to the origin of the saying, don't let the knees travel past your toes. So basically, maybe you've seen videos of Arnold doing squats. He went deep, all the way down, ass to grass, knees traveled past the toes. That's basically also how people back in the days when strength training developed were training. But in the 70s, 80s, there came a new type of training up. These were group training sessions, where you had like 30 people, often middle-aged women, training in a group with one instructor. Of course, in a course where you do have 30 people for 1 hour and you see them once a week, you are not able to correct the technique in a way that they can do a deep squat safe. So what did the group instructors do? They simply let all the people squat as deep as their bodies were used to. And maybe you've seen a kid, a baby, 3-4-year-old, squatting down to pick something up from the ground. You can see what an amazing squat technique they have. So humans are born with the ability to squat deep with a straight back, knees traveling past the toes, no problem. But as we do not use this ability anymore, we start to lose it. And when does this start? When we start to sit. So basically, when you start to sit all day, that's the depth you can reach in a good squat. And that's also, if you now have a look, my knees are basically right at the level of my toes. My hips are slightly above my knees, and that's the safe range of motion for most people when they do a squat. Simply because their body is used to do it and not more. So again, here's the thing, use it or lose it. If you use the technique or the full range of motion, you will be able to maintain it. If you lost it, it will take some time to regain it. But let's dig deeper into the question if it is safe or not. Once you are able to do a full range of motion squat, which I also would recommend to do with a heel elevation, for most people, especially if you have a long femur like me, with the barbell is not a problem at all. So you can do your full range of motion squat with the barbell and letting your knees travel past your toes without worrying about the health of your knee joint. And why is that? Look at this graph here, please. Here you can see the torque, the difference in torque from the knee and the hip joint. First, you see the increase of the knee joint if you let your knees travel past your toes. Also, you see the torque on the hips. And on the next one, you will see the increase on your hip if you put your hips back on a squat. And if you look closely, yes, you will have an increase in torque on the knee joint if you let your knees travel past your toes. But if you look at the hips, if you do a hip dominant squat, the increase in torque is way higher than with the knees. So why do people do not worry about the hips? I mean, a hip replacement is not that uncommon in older people nowadays. So you should worry more about your hips when it comes to health reasons than about your knee when it comes to a squat. Because if you have, like I said before, good technique, enough stability and strength, and the mobility to do a full range of motion squat, and you don't go with the ego straight through the wall, then a full range of motion squat is the best you can do for your health to maintain mobility, agility, and longevity of your joints. Yeah, basically that's it. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment, to send me a message. I will be very happy to answer them, and see you in the next video.